Hey, welcome to the second hand warm-up video from the Learning Drummer. We're all learning, so what I'm imparting to you today, I hope it's very beneficial for you. I'm passing along what I have learned. If it doesn't work for you, move along. If it does, great, subscribe. So listen, last time with the first learning warm-up video, we were working on 16th notes. Now, let me just interject here. There's a difference between warming up for practice and warming up for a gig. So when you're warming up for a gig, you're going to want to condense a lot of this information into something else. However you're working at it, whether it's on a pad or whether it's on a pillow. Now, I made this thing right here. It is what I use when the rest of the house is sleeping because it doesn't make much noise. How about that? It does have some bounce to it, so it works out beautifully. Now, there's also wrist warm-up, which works out perfectly for this, and then there's finger. So, if you want one of these, I'm going to make like 7 more of these. Just let me know, drop me an email, and I haven't decided on price yet, but anyway, they're really handy. I'll even put the design of them on my website so that you can make it yourself. In any case, all right, so back to pre-show versus practicing. With practicing, you're going to want to have it be a little bit more documented and routine. So anyway, moving on with the 16th notes. We have 4 notes in each hand with 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, those are 4s. As I may have stated before, I don't remember the first video, but Gary Chaffee fully ingrained in me that there are single strokes and multiple strokes. And he referred to the multiple strokes by their number. So triplets were 3s, 16ths were 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s. That's the way it goes. So I'm going to be referring to them as both because I learned triplets, I learned 16ths, etc., but I also very, very much appreciate what Gary was teaching me with the multiple stroke mentality. Speaking of Gary, this is a fantastic book for anybody that's out there, especially if you're just starting back on the drums after years of taking off. It is called Technique Patterns by Gary Chaffee. Of course, it's Alfred Music. And I highly recommend it. Do yourself a favor. It's a great book. I get nothing for it. I just know that it's a great book. That's why I'm passing it along. Okay, so back to 4s. We have 4s in each hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there's an implied note. The first one is accented. What we're going to do is we're going to pass the accent through it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I blew it. You got the idea. I'm still getting used to being on camera, so it's hard for my little brain to function on what I'm playing versus being on this little red light flashing camera. All right, so you're doing the 16th notes. We're just going to do it at 80 for right now, just so you get an idea of what we're doing here. And we're also going to incorporate triplets with this. So you're talking about okay, easy enough. What you want to do though is make sure that you're hitting exactly with the click. And I don't care if you're using a metronome on your phone, if you're using a click track, it doesn't matter. You've got to have some sort of authentication device for the timing. I use this because it's great for demonstration purposes. Now, I have a little piece of tape on my pad here. That's the center that I try to aim for. I don't do it all the time because when you're playing drum set, you're not always going to be hitting in the dead center. You're not always going to be doing what studio or what concert snare drummers would do right in the center all the time. You just don't do that. Speaking of concert snare drummers, they will oftentimes be doing traditional grip, which is great, or not as far as what their grip would be. what we're teaching has nothing to do with grip, okay? Especially when it comes to the drum set. You may be playing like this on the snare, on a hi-hat or cymbal. You may be playing sideways. Your grip is going to be changing what's going to be best for you to be able to produce the sound that's important. Remember, tempo and your sound. Those are the two most important things. We talked about tempo before. I'm not going to belabor that point. But getting back to the metronome, when you're hitting with this and you want to come in on 2 exactly with it, as you're progressing through a lot of your warm-ups, what you want to do is notate if this is practice, you want to notate the fastest speed that you can do. So right now it was at 80 when we did I will eventually work it up, get up to, let's say, 96, 100, whatever it is, and be able to just do that same thing at 100 BPM. Okay, so with the 3s, you also have the opportunity of moving the accent through the 3s. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. I threw in a couple 4s. Now that's what you want to do next, is start to mix them. So I'm going to bring back the metronome to help me out with this. So we have 1 yen, a 2 yen, a 3 yen, a 4 yen, a 1 yen, a 2 yen, a 3 yen, a 4 yen, a 1 yen, a 2 yen. Okay, I mixed the 4s and the 3s. I concentrated on where the click was, and I also concentrated on making sure that they came in clean. I did as much as I could for concentration. I'm still getting used to this video thing. So, but you got the idea. 4s and 3s. And here again, you can have it any way you want, however you create it. So you can go through 1 measure of 4s on the E, 1 measure of triplets or 3s on the 1 and is the way it's counted. So on the and just keep on going or play with it. Have 1/4 note 16ths, 1/4 note triplets, 4s and 3s. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about are double strokes. So double strokes are what you use for a roll, as you well know. Dave Weckl talks about the snap. So what he's talking about is you snap with your fingers to get that second beat in there. And that's very important. That's where you're really developing your fingers, is with that snap. So I highly recommend you go out and look up Dave Weckl online. He's got a great school. He teaches via online. He's a phenomenal musician. Hope one day I can meet him. In any case, so with the doubles, what you want to do is you want to set it up so that you're 180 again, just for demonstration purposes. Now you can do it as 16th notes or doubles per click. 3, 4. That's 8 notes. So if you did and work that up faster. Now, one thing that I have found was that when I was developing this, now keep in mind, this is the 3rd grip that I've been working on. I just learned about this grip from after going to a Todd Zuckerman masterclass, and I'm not sure if it's what Todd actually preaches about, but it's something that's working for me, and it's very much in line with what he talks about. So if you have a chance, go see Todd Zuckerman's masterclass if he's in your area. Okay, back to the doubles. So if what I was finding was with my doubles that the right hand is my dominant hand and my left was the one that was switching kind of a grip. So my right hand would go, and my left hand would go. So it was, It was just not flowing. So what I did was, knowing that the click is 1 and 2 and, or 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how I used it, I would start with my left hand and a single stroke, then doubles from there on, because the second stroke of my left hand when it was doubles would always be with the click. So, okay, let me just see if I can't do that quickly here for you. 3, 4. Count off. That's always important. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now you got it. Sorry that I didn't count off first, but hey, another lesson. Always count off when you start with the metronome. Yes, I don't do it. I got to get into the habit of it. But this is a video for me to pass along knowledge. It's not to say, hey, look how good I am, because I feel it more important that you learn this than for me to sit back and get pats on the back. That's not what it's about. So, what we're going to do next is, one last thing before we talk about the next video, is you might want to also think about incorporating sixes. Now, you can do this with multi-strokes. So, 1 E and a 2. Something to work up. Now, I wouldn't get into the accents at that right off the bat, other than the very first one, because you're really developing your fingers by doing that exercise. That's in the Gary Chafee book. Not that exact one, but one's very much like that. So there you have it. Next video, we're going to get into the beginnings of polyrhythms. So we're going to actually start to develop the 5s, the 6s, the 7s and 8s. Trust me, I'm not good at 7s, but I'm going to show you how I'm working on them. So that's the next video. And also, we're going to start to get into set warm-ups after that. So come back, watch more. Hope this has been helpful. May God bless you in your musical journey.